Hello, my name's Michael Conneely, and this video is all about the full moon of the 5th of February 2023. Take the leap. Define your needed revolution now. Progress your needed revolution now. This post is all about the wonderful opportunity offered to you and to each of us by the full moon of the 5th of February 2023. Now the chart for this full moon is on my Star Wheel Astrology February 23 website page. And you can book a reading from me by going to my Buy a Reading page on the Star Wheel Astrology website. And absolutely do have a look at my wonderful new international dating website, Love Star Dating. Find your life partner who is also on a spiritual pathway. And I just want to say before we go into the February full moon that exceptionally Love Star Dating is supported by 8 astrologers and healers should you feel you'd benefit from their services. And most importantly, please do note that whereas most dating sites start off with a load of bogus members, we wanted to be honest and straight. And so we didn't do this. So we started the website with no members, but it's free to join. Join now if it meets your need, and grow the website so that soon there'll be thousands of people on a spiritual pathway seeking love worldwide. Now, most importantly, this full moon of the 5th of February is T-square Uranus. The moon is at 90 degrees to Uranus, the sun is at 90 degrees to Uranus. And this brings a special imperative for each of us to look at and recognize what is my greatest need for revolution now. What blocks might be in my consciousness and in my life path to bringing in the needed revolution now. Scripts I must change if I am to achieve my revolution, my life purpose, my life fulfillment. Now, the full moon, the moon itself is at 22 degrees Vedic Cancer using the sidereal zodiac. And of course, the moon is strong in Cancer, the sign it rules. This is 16 degrees Leo in the Western tropical zodiac. And most importantly, for understanding the energy and nature of this moon, this full moon is in Ashlesha Nakshatra. Now the Nakshatras are the wonderful 27-sign lunar zodiac of Vedic astrology. They're all about our emotionally based consciousness, warts and all, miracle potential and all. And Ashlesha has, as its ruling deity, a very ancient sense of the divine, the Nagas, the serpent's divine nature. And so Ashleshas and this full moon are tumultuous, intense, psychic, and looking for hidden secrets. Are you looking for hidden secrets now? This energy, which will shine now and especially on the 5th of February, is the serpent energy of the underworld. And note, most importantly, as regards developing our right intention for this full moon, note most importantly that serpents shed their skins. Shedding one's skin as a human is like actually being reborn. That's the metaphor. And also it's important to note, and I'm coming across a number of people activating at this time, Ashlesha activates Kundalini energy. So note that this moon in Cancer in Ashlesha Nakshatra is Jagrat. That means wide awake and ready to express itself, according to Jagradadya Vashta's method of planetary sleepiness or awake, which is such a good thing to look at and use in Vedic astrology, one of its many miracles. Okay, let's turn to the sun of this full moon. The sun is at 22 degrees Vedic Capricorn, sidereal zodiac. That's 16 Western tropical zodiac Aquarius. And in terms of the nakshatras, the sun is in Shravana Nakshatra, the listener on a knowledgeable quest. Its energy is playful, goal-orientated. Incidentally, note that this sun boosts the energy of the moon immensely. The sun is actually in the Cancer part of the Cancer quarter of Shravana Nakshatra. And so the effect of this particular sun on the moon is to add 862 strength points. The moon otherwise would only be at 534 strength points. This is very important. The sun, your solar hero self, can support the moon, your soul, now. So let's take stock where our awareness of the nature and potential of this moon has arrived so far in this video. So basically the energy is tumultuous, intense, serpent strong, and ready and needing to shed its skin. Are we ready to shed a skin too and arise anew now? There are various other factors. So first of all, let's move on to look at Pluto. It is super relevant to understand that we are still in the Lilith opposition Pluto transit in the heavens. Pluto opposition Lilith has been running for some months. Pluto is about power and our buried power. Lilith is about our shadow. What was forced down into our shadow by parents and teachers and by us ourselves as we grew up. And what in our shadow therefore needs to be identified, because of a lot of it will be buried potential and buried power, including our buried wild side that we need to know about and be able to express, but just wasn't allowed. The buried wild side is crucial at this time of revolution, where Uranus is T-square, the sun and the moon in this full moon. So, make the intention to throw off your blocks now, the blocks we're labouring along with. Connect with and express at last the buried gems that are buried and hidden within you, including your wild side now. Add to this energy that Pluto is actually conjunct Mercury at the time of this full moon. And note that Mercury is actually super boosted by Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, which is the sign that Mercury is transiting through at the time of this full moon. So expect, look out for and embrace deep upheavals of your concepts, of your thinking lines, now at the time of this full moon. Embrace the explosive now, hone it, rethink the way you're working or living or expressing your scripts. And remember, the Mercury energy is transformed now to that of deep mystical quest, because it's actually in Uttarabhadra Nakshatra. So as this full moon grows and strikes and its energy then runs on, rethink your victory strategy for your needed revolution as February progresses. And note that Mercury actually has Pushkara status at the time of this full moon. In other words, its essence is like actually Chiron the wounded healer in its impact on each of us. If we can know that and be open to it, conceptual thoughts opening us to healing potentials and needs. And on the subject of healing, absolutely fascinatingly, note that Chiron is the apex of a psychic eye, chart aspect shape according to psychodynamic Western astrology, at the time of this full moon. The base of the psychic eye triangle is actually Venus sextile Uranus. And the peak of the triangle is, of course, Chiron, because both Venus and Uranus are in a semi-sextile aspect to Chiron. Venus and Uranus are the base of the triangle. Chiron, your wounded healer, is the apex. So part of the energy of this full moon is that it can alert each of us to healing insights that we so need, if we can hear that they're there and take the effort to look for them in our nature and in our life path now. It's important to be aware that Mars is square Venus at the time of this full moon, with Mars angry and frustrated in Taurus now and forward motion now after a long retrograde. So take care at this time to share with your partner now the need to be aware of the possibility of and cut out the shouting matches that are within this energy now. But just to remind you, above all, progress your needed revolution now. This is because, as I said, Uranus is T-square, the opposition axis of this full moon. Uranus is at 90 degrees to the moon and 90 degrees to the sun. And remember, the other name for a T-square is an achievement triangle. So let's look a little bit more at Uranus. Particularly, there's a star closely conjunct it, the star Menkar. And Menkar's energy has been accurately defined since the ancient Persian, Egyptian and Babylonian times as the unconscious becoming conscious, as the emergence of deep unconscious issues. And there'll be more about this huge Uranus energy of this full moon at the end of the video. But I just want to say before we get to that, it's so important to remember that at this time Ketu, the south node of the moon, continues its transit through Libra. Ketu, the south node, always retrograde. And because Libra is the sign of relationship, this means that every person in the world will be experiencing in some way Ketu's scything energy cuts. Because Ketu's function is to cut down what is not fully real and what should not continue. But at the same time, if we're open to it, and ideally offering us a chance for better perception of the divine reality beyond the worldly script, and embracing the divine reality that includes, of course, the divine better potential of our relationship. Now, absolutely at this time, it's crucial to understand the energy of Saturn. Saturn is at 2 degrees Aquarius in Dhanishta Nakshatra. That's 26 degrees Aquarius in Western astrology tropical zodiac. If you look at the planet dignities in Vedic astrology, for the full moon chart, you will see that Saturn is the strongest planet in the chart of this full moon. Yes, both Moon and Saturn, as I said, are in Jagrat status, wide awake, ready to express their natures. But Saturn is the strongest. And super strong Saturn is an enduring energy, a highly charged energy with very lengthy discharge and presence. In fact, if you look at the Rashi Avashtas table for the chart of this full moon, Rashi Avashtas are the measure of how planets treat each other, Saturn trashes the Sun horrifically to a terribly reduced score of -113, although Sun's original strength score was +328. So we need to hear this above all. We absolutely need our solar hero. We need our perception of our solar hero, our sun nature, and commitment to grasp and implement the potential of our solar hero nature if we are to succeed in implementing the gift and message of this full moon T-square Uranus. So at this time, we must each of us take care not to give way to feeling weakened, feeling blocked, being distracted. Check at each point over the next few days and the rest of the lunation that your solar hero self is kept strong. Do exercises to do that. Be strong. Make the intention to act strong. Take the needed steps to contact the energy of this full moon and bring in your needed revolution. And I actually, as usual, provide a vision journey which you might like to consider to contact and implement the energies of this full moon. Manage yourself against weakness or apathy or fear or self-doubt. So reinforce in your mind that the nature of Saturn's transit through Aquarius isn't malign. It's just that Saturn's strength has this effect on the Sun at the moment. In fact, Saturn's transit through Aquarius is actually more benign and friendly than the transit of Saturn through Capricorn, which has just ended. And of course, Saturn is also in a Nakshatra, one of the 27 lunar signs. And in fact, it's in Dhanishta Nakshatra. So, yes, that sets boundaries. Saturn karma boundaries that we have to perceive and recognise and honour. And yes, it slows our efforts down. Really does. But this nakshatra is actually orientated to an inner drive towards wealth, an inner drive towards achievement, even an inner drive towards fame. Recognise the nature of the Saturn energy now. Include in your work with this full moon the intention to go for that. Be self-disciplined. Be achievement orientated now. So, having reviewed the playing field that we're working with to express our solar hero, now let's focus more on the key, huge Uranus energy as we come to the end of this video. Full moon, T-square Uranus, is highly charged. Moon at 90 degrees to Uranus, Sun at 90 degrees to Uranus. You know you need the new in some way now, perhaps even in some crucially important way. Identify the needed change. Choose the right new now. Expect to achieve that right new now. Insist that you will maintain the achievement of that energy right through this lunation and onwards. Watch out for and beware if you're bringing in fear. Get round that. Beware if you find yourself bringing in unwillingness to embrace and implement your needed change. Don't be lacking, don't be lazy, don't be fearful. Bring in where you know that you need to change now. So monitor yourself and how you're behaving and handling it. Define your goals even deeper and ever more exactly. Be open to unexpected insights and realizations now. Remembered what I said about Mercury. So, make sure now to take the leap. Take the leap. So just to remind you in conclusion, the chart for the full moon is on my Star Wheel Astrology February 2023 page. You can book a reading with me by going to my reading page on Star Wheel Astrology website. Do have a look at my wonderful new international dating website, Love Star Dating. And there's a blog post to accompany this video which gives more details. So wishing you success in handling Uranus energy now. Remember, Uranus was discovered at the time of the storming of the Bastille. Storm the hostile castle whose presence in your life holds you back from shining. Thank you.